Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Sattler-Jones. I'm the Assistant City Administrator, and I would like to call to order the License and Variance Board meeting for Wednesday, August 27, 2014 at 10 o'clock a.m. Board members present, to my left is Roy Akery, the Deputy Fire Chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works. First item is a public hearing. Terry Graham, our City Clerk, is taking the official meeting minutes. First item is a public hearing, variance request LIC 2014-09, beer and wine package, 3240 South Cobb Drive, the Kroger Company, DBA Kroger Store number 699, with Wanda R. Bell as the agent. Can you step forward, please? And for the record, can you state your name?
Wanda R. Bell.
All right. And you work for the Kroger store?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree to abide by those guidelines?
Yes, ma'am.
And what steps do you have in place to make sure that your store does not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Well, everyone at our store, every cashier, everybody that runs a register, even has a possibility of getting on one, has a permit from the city of Smyrna to sell it. Plus, they attend a class that's 4 hours that we do with every person that we hire and go over the whole entire ordinance with them. And they each get a booklet from the city of Smyrna that they've furnished to me, also stating the rules.
Okay. All right. And you have completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the applicant?
Ms. Bell, have you ever been the registered agent for a business?
No, sir. This is my first time.
Okay. Can you talk to us about, in addition to some of the policies and practices that you just mentioned, can you talk to us about the actual point of sale? If someone were to come in to purchase alcohol, what's the process there?
Well, if someone comes in to purchase alcohol and they come through our register, we have a sign up on our front door and on every single register that says we ID everyone, no matter how old you are. They show their ID. If they don't have a vertical license, if they're not under 21 or whatever, if they have that license, a manager is called. So if they don't have the appropriate license, then the manager is called. If they have an expired, invalid, any kind of license other than just a routine one, then a manager gets called, and that manager only can enter the information or reject the license and not sell the alcohol.
So does your electronically, does your system require some type of date of birth or some
Yes, it does.
information?
Every purchase, the computer will ask, in registers nowadays are computers, will ask for that ID, and it has to be typed in. We have a system in place that if they enter the same birth date more than once, it is flagged. A camera picture brings up the person in both instances so that we can assure ourselves that they're not just punching in a date, that they have a different person in front of them every single time that happens, or consistently the same customer. So we have that in place. We have a requirement that every 6 to 8 months our computer flags employees and has them retested for all the rules and regulations of the city ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? And do you understand from time to time the Smyrna Police Department does undercover sting operations, and if anybody sells alcohol to a minor that they will be taken to jail immediately?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, all right. All right. The Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and no information was revealed that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, I'd like to open the public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion we approve license LIC 2014-09, privilege license request beer and wine package 3240 South Cobb Drive, the Kroger Company doing business as Kroger Store number 699 with Wanda R. Bell as agent.
Second the motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 201409, beer and wine package, 3240 South Cobb Drive, the Kroger Store, DBA Kroger Store, number 699, with Wanda R. Bell as the agent. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V14026, allow side setback reduction from 10 feet to 5 feet for the construction of an attached garage, 0.51 acres, land lot 527, 1314 Hayes Drive, Patrick Winchester. Okay. And for the record, can you state your name, please?
Good morning, Patrick Winchester.
All right, and can you tell us about your variance request?
Yeah, we're doing some renovations on a recently purchased property on Hayes Drive, and we will be adding an addition to the house as well as a attached garage.
Okay. All right, any questions for the applicant? All right, well, this time we'll have the staff, Mr. Joey Staub, speak, please.
Okay.
Joey Staubs, Planner 1 with Community Development. The applicant is requesting a reduction of the side setback from 10 feet to 5 feet for the construction of an attached garage at 1314 Hayes Drive. The proposal is to build the garage at the end of the existing driveway, so the side of the garage will be in line with the side of the driveway, which is 5 feet from the property line. After review of the request and visiting the site, it's been determined that there should not be any negative impact of that structure on the adjacent neighbor. Mr. Winchester's stated that this is primarily an office. It won't be used as an accessory dwelling unit, and we've posted signage, notified all the adjacent properties, not heard any complaints. We recommend approval of the request with the one condition that it approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevations submitted with variance application.
Okay. Any questions for the staff?
Question for the applicant.
Okay. Question for the applicant.
What the connection between the new suite and the garage? What kind of connection is that?
It's going to roof structure, breezeway, connected to the side of the addition. It's roughly 13 feet into the garage.
Is it a 2-car garage?
Yeah.
And then the business. What's the business going to be upstairs?
Well, it's just my personal office. I work from home. I don't run a business out of the house. It's just trying to get away from the inside of the house so I can have some peace and quiet.
And I guess it's going to be air conditioned.
Yeah.
Is the air conditioner going to be on the side of the garage or in the back?
Outdoor unit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be on the back. Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Sir, I just had one. You just heard staff essentially say that they, recommend approval
Right.
to this board with one standard condition, basically that says that you're going to build it in substantial compliance in the way that you've submitted already.
Sure.
And build it just like you told us you would.
Right.
Are you okay with that condition?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V14-026 to allow the side setback reduction from 10 feet to 5 feet for the construction of an attached garage at a .51 acre land lot 527-1314 Hayes Drive for Mr. Patrick Winchester with the following condition: that approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevation submitted within the variance application.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we approve variance request V14026, allow side setback reduction from 10 feet to 5 feet for the construction of an attached garage, 0.51 acres, land lot 527-1314 Hayes Drive. Patrick Winchester is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is a public hearing, allow reduction of front setback from 35 feet to 24 feet for the construction of a front porch, 0.26 acres, land lot 417-833 Francis Drive. Stanley Kelly is the applicant. And for the record, can you please state your name, please?
Stanley Kelly.
All right, and can you tell us about your variance request?
We just want to add the house now was built in 53. It has a side entrance, front door, and there's nothing. The house is very plain. We wanted to change the front door to come in off a front porch, a 6x12 front porch, which would really help the looks of the house.
Okay. All right, any questions for Mr. Kelly? All right, well, we'll have comments from the staff now.
Applicant is requesting a reduction in the front setback from 35 feet to 24 feet for the construction of a front porch at 833 Francis Drive. The existing home is a brick ranch with basically on the front facade is 2 large windows, no front door. The applicant is proposing to add a front door on the Francis Drive side of the house and to build a covered porch over that door. As you mentioned, 6x12, so it would extend an additional 6 feet into the front setback. The home was built in the 50s, and the subdivision plat at that time had a setback of 30 feet on the front. Later in the 70s, that was changed to a 35-foot front setback. So it's a non-conforming structure. In essence, you know, if we're looking at the plat from the 50s that has a 30-foot front setback, we're looking at a 6-foot reduction of the setback. But today's ordinance is 35 feet, so it's a 11-foot reduction in the front setback. The proposal is similar to the one of the properties, adjacent property to the west. It has a similar architectural feature with the front door and a covered porch. So it fits within the development pattern of the neighborhood. We've done our analysis, found it to be in compliance with the 4 conditions. Adjacent properties have been notified, signage has been posted, have not received any negative or positive comments from the community. So we recommended approval with the condition that the approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevation submitted with the variance application.
Okay. Any questions for the staff? Mr. Kelly, the same question we asked the previous applicant. Can you step to the podium? Are you willing to abide by the stipulations as stated by the staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we approve variance request V14-031 to allow the reduction of front setback from 35 feet to 24 feet for the construction of a front porch, 0.26 acres, land lot 417, 833 Francis Drive, Stanley Kelly, applicant. With the following stipulation. That the variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevations submitted with the variance application.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve reduction of front setback from 35 feet to 24 feet for the construction of a front porch, 0.26 acres, land lot 417, 833 Francis Drive. Stanley Kelly is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is a public hearing. Allow reduction of front side setback from 23 feet to 21.6 feet, 0.42 acres, land lot 524, 3245 Dunn Street, Tim Acock. And this item has been withdrawn by the request of the applicant, is my understanding. Mr. Stobbs, please.
The applicant, William Madden, had originally requested two variances, V14-032 and V14-033. Community Development determined that one variance had already been granted in 2003 for one of the variants he was requesting, and the other variance he's just not going to act on it. He has submitted an email to me withdrawing the both variance requests, and Community Development recommends that the variances be withdrawn without prejudice.
I'd like to make a motion that we would, at the request of the applicant, that we withdraw variance request V14032 without prejudice.
Second.
I'd like to entertain a motion that we.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we withdraw item V14032 without prejudice. All in favor, please vote. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing. Allow side setback reduction from 12 feet to 10.5 feet, 0.42 acres, land lot 524, 3245 Dunn Street, Tim Acock. Item has been withdrawn by request of the applicant.
Make a motion that V14-003 be withdrawn by the applicant.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we withdraw variance request of V14033 without prejudice at the request of the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is the appeal of the denial of application for an alcohol server permit for Nabil Muzmil. Is that you? Okay, can you step to the podium, please?
If you'll step up, and Ms. Gerber, if you'll come up here as well. If you'll step on up.
And this is Jeffrey Tucker. Jeffrey is the assistant city attorney.
All right, if both of you raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. If you'll have a seat for just a minute, let's talk to Marla for a minute. Could you state your name so that we all pronounce it correctly?
Nabil Muzmil.
Muzmil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Gerber, for the record, please state your name.
Marla Gerber.
And are you employed with the city of Smyrna?
Yes, I am.
And what do you do for the city of Smyrna?
I work in the permits department.
And exactly what is it you do?
Background checks, permits, fingerprinting.
And this is on behalf of the police department, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so as in the regular course of business there, applicants fill out an application with the police where, among other things, they voluntarily submit to having the police run a criminal background investigation on them. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and so earlier this month, did the police department receive an application and run the background check on Nabil Muzmil?
Yes, we did.
And you had him fill out the standard application, which has a variety of information. It's in the record, but includes the disclosure of any arrests or convictions of crimes within the past 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and after Mr. Muzmil had done that and signed it, did you run the standard criminal background investigation on him?
Yes, I did.
All right, and what did that disclose? Did it disclose any arrests or convictions of crimes?
Yes, it did.
And what was disclosed on that?
That there was a previous possession of marijuana and one of cocaine. That would be against our policy for issuing a
Okay,
permit.
but is it correct that in the record you showed back in 2011 an arrest for possession of marijuana and a conviction on that?
Yes.
On that charge, that was a misdemeanor. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the applicant received probation for that, but a year or so later the probation was revoked. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and then in 2013, did he have an arrest by the Atlanta Police Department for driving without a valid license?
Yes, he did.
And then did the record also show that in January of this year, that is January of 2014, he was arrested by the Doraville Police Department for driving with a suspended license, presumably based on his previous revocation, I suppose, and also for the felony possession of cocaine?
Correct.
All right, and so when he filled out his application where he's required to disclose arrests and convictions, what of the information that turned up on his background check, what of that did he disclose on his application?
The suspended license with Atlanta Police in August of 2013.
Say the date on that again.
August 13th, 2013, I'm sorry. Suspended license with Atlanta Police.
Okay, and did he disclose on the application his arrest for felony possession of cocaine in January of this year?
No, he did not.
All right, did you inquire with him as to the completeness of his application?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said he didn't remember dates, and I asked him to write down, even the year, whatever, and then he gave me the suspended license in 2013.
Okay, but he didn't disclose on the application that he had an arrest or conviction for misdemeanor possession of marijuana, or an arrest just a few months ago and a charge for felony possession of cocaine in Doraville. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I don't have any more questions for Ms. Gerber. If the License and Variance Board has some questions, they may ask that, Marla.
Oh, okay.
They may ask them now. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think so. If Mr. Muzmil will step up, please. This is a forum, Mr. Muzmil, where we want to encourage you to say whatever it is you want to say here to the board. But let me ask you, first of all, was anything that Ms. Gerber stated or that I stated incorrect?
No.
Okay, and so let me show you, and this is in the materials. Is this a correct copy of the application that you filled out?
Yes.
Okay, and let me show you the back page of this. Is that your signature?
Yes.
This was on August the 6th of this year?
Yes.
Okay, and up here, this is the part where you're required to disclose previous arrests or convictions of crimes. Is that correct?
Correct.
And is it fair to say that you don't list any of the things that Ms. Gerber testified on here other than that you were picked up by Atlanta PD for a suspended license?
Could you repeat the question, sir?
Okay. Is it fair to say that in the disclosure that you made here, you don't disclose anything in that record other than your suspended license?
It's fair to say that I haven't disclosed anything besides that, correct?
Okay. I don't have any more questions for Mr. Musmiel. The License and Variance Board may have some.
Well, sir, can you offer to the board why you didn't disclose as required on the application? I mean, you come to apply for the license and you didn't disclose accurately by your own testimony.
Honestly, sir, I believed it would, for one, be popped up and be shown as well. Two, an act out of embarrassment. And three, because I actually thought the process would go on a little faster. Not that I was trying to hide anything, but I did want to speed the process up for this alcohol permit so I can continue working with my employer.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your honesty today, but the omission of those, the failure to disclose that on your application alone, just that by itself are grounds for denial of the privilege license that you were requesting. So just the fact that you don't honestly disclose that for whatever the reason alone is grounds for denial.
Where are you currently working?
I work at the Mobile on, I believe it's 3100 Highland Parkway, North Highlands Parkway by South Cobb.
Okay. And then what do you do there?
I'm a cashier at the gas station.
All right. And as a result of the last couple of months, I mean, what have you learned as a result of some of the past situations that you've been in that have actually caused you to be here with us today?
I learned breaking the law is never worth it. There's so many things that come along with it, and it haunts you in the future. I am extremely embarrassed and sorry about the mistakes that I have made in the past, and hopefully there will be some type of way where I can redeem myself and continue to better myself with this job and so on.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant? All right. Anything else you'd like to say to the board?
I hope you guys can find it in your heart to see where I'm coming from. I apologize for any inconvenience that I may have brought to the board or to the lady who helped me fill out my application.
Okay. All right. Well, if there are no other questions or comments, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Well, before I make the motion, I'd like to just say I appreciate your honesty, and we're sympathetic, and I hope all of those things for you too. You know, I hope you have a much more positive future, and I think the rest of the board would feel the same way. But having said that, I'm going to, based off the testimony, make a motion to deny the appeal of application for alcohol service permit for Nabil Musmiel.
Second.
It's been motioned that we deny the appeal for Nabil Musmiel because of your that you did not disclose on your application that you had other warrants out for your arrest or whatever. So at this time, I'd like to vote, please. And Mr. Nabil, you can appeal this particular board's decision to the mayor and council. The council's next meeting is on September the 2nd. So if you are interested in doing that, all you have to do is notify the city clerk within the next 10 days, business days, that you want to be on that particular agenda. And that meeting is at 7 p.m. here in this particular room. So if you want to appeal our decision, you are able to do that.
What day is it?
September the 2nd, Tuesday, September 2nd.
Let's go ahead and register the vote, which isn't showing.
We just voted.
Okay.
Okay. And that's the motion passed to deny the appeal.
Okay. And so, Mr. Muzmil, if you want to appeal that to mayor and council, if you'll put it in writing, you can just handwrite it just like you did with your appeal to this board, give it to the city clerk, who's sitting right here, and they can put it on for next Tuesday. It's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
That's correct. 7:30.
Oh, sorry.
7:30.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck to you, sir.
Next item is approval of the August 13th License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Make a motion we approve the August 13th, 2014 License and Variance Board minutes.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the meeting minutes for August 13th, 2014. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously, and I'd like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:32 a.m. Thank you.